What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trey here back again with another video. And yes, I'm here to talk about my predictions for each NFL award. So, the NFL season about to start literally in a couple of days right now. And we about to have some interesting matchups. So, I feel like it's best to go ahead and get this video by here because if I don't, at that I just have to save it at the midway point. But I want to make a video before the season started, and then we're gonna go based on like how the odds looking for my previous list and do it for mid-season list if I decide to do one. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the NFL MVP. Now, the last year's winner was Josh Allen. Of course, there's a bunch of controversy behind it because folks felt like Lamar Jackson played like a perfect season because I think he had 45 total touchdowns. He had over what? I think he had over 4,000 yards or something like that passing. He has a spectacular season. Like him and Derrick Henry has a spectacular season. Uh, it just sucks that they couldn't break through and go to the conference championship again and try to win a championship. But ultimately didn't happen. But that doesn't discredit the fact that Lamar Jackson played like almost the perfect season. Josh Allen still won the award. I feel like Josh Allen definitely deserved it because he had a pretty good case that folks choose to ignore because he beat the number one seed in both conferences. Right, right. He had a solid touchdown to interception ratio. Uh, and then the Bills' record was also good. So I just don't understand why folks be just knocking Josh Allen MVP award just so bad. Like this is the most robbed anybody has been. Like I just don't understand. But if I have to guess who wins the award, this also depends on if this team is good enough, at least a 10-win team. I feel like it would be Joe Burrow award. But in reality, I feel like it's gonna be Lamar Jackson because the way fans criticize the media of voters, I feel like they go reward Lamar Jackson if he can at least replicate some of that freaking season, or because I don't think it'll take much. I really don't, because like the previous year. Like not last year, the previous year, he won the award and his stats was all that good. But he turned it up a notch once they got Derrick Henry, and it was like pick your poison at that point. So yeah, I feel like this is a Lamar Jackson award, and I feel like Joe Burrow is definitely a close second to this award. Okay, so the next list we're gonna go over is Defensive Player of the Year. Uh, Last year when it was Pastor Tan. Now Pastor Tan, he had an amazing DB season. He's really the best corner in the league. I feel like he was unanimous defensive player of the year. For like I want to say. Now I want to say last couple weeks because last couple weeks I think it was going back and forth. I forgot who was second place, but like majority of the year, Pastor Tan was definitely going to win. Now we go into the new year. And I am not sure who's gonna win. Because folks always put Michael Parsons in his list, but with Michael Parsons back and his contract issue, not sure if he's gonna win this year. Aiden Hutchinson coming off for what he had a broken leg. I don't think he's gonna win either. It's just gonna come down to a couple people on my list. I think I had like Max Crosby, of course Miles Garrett, and I'm trying to see. And the final person, I think I put like Jared Verse. Because I think I had him as one of my top leaders to get Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? And I just feel like it's only right if the Rams can at least have a top five defense. They may have like at least like 11-5 record. I feel like that would be Jared Verse. And if he put up like great stats, I feel like this is Jared Verse award right here. That would be my winner. He would be winning over what I said, Miles Garrett and Max Crosby. And I'm surprised Max Crosby not higher in the odds, but I feel like folks have him in the odds like higher than the odds last year because like you know the certain circumstance. Okay, actually, what I'm gonna talk about is the NFL Offensive Player of the Year award. Now, last year when it was Saquon, I believe. I don't think Lamar won this. I think he just only won. Yeah, I was about to say he just won MVP, but he didn't win MVP. I was gonna say, but yeah, I think this is like Saquon Barkley's award, and I feel like Derrick Henry came with what close second and third, bro. That was a crazy season Saquon had. The fact that he was able to finish up with a championship speak volumes to like how great and elite the team was, how great elite the offensive line, the run blocking, and the threat of Jalen Hurts and how he can run or pass the football. Bro, it was just an all perfect storm. And will I vote Saquon to win again? I like ideally you will want to, but I'm afraid of the injury risk, man, because every time a team wins the Super Bowl, they always suffer like injuries at the worst time. So like I'm not sure. It would definitely be Saquon Ward if I wasn't sure about that. But I feel like Derrick Henry might actually like shoot for it, bro, because like this run like Lamar and Derrick Henry running attack is definitely a greater threat than Jalen Hurts and Saquon. That may be crazy to say, but dog, we got to think about like the threat of Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar Jackson is really the best runner of the football at the QB position right now, right? Jalen Hurts, it just feel like he lost his stuff and he's like kind of like slower. So like I'm not sure, but man. I feel like this is their Curry Award. I feel like Saquon probably gonna push for it again, and I'm trying to see. I'm trying to, and Jameer Gibbs. I feel like he's also gonna push for it as well. But yeah, my ultimate one gonna be Derrick Henry. 'Cause I feel like that running attack is just too special. Is Derrick Henry gonna replicate 1,900 yards like he did last season? I was running for 2K at his second 2,000 yard season at the age of 30. Man, I don't think he's gonna do that. But I feel like he's definitely gonna push for at least 15 to 1,600 again. And if he does that again, I feel like yeah, this is his award. Unless Saquon like go crazy again. So let's move on to that. Now we're going on to NFL Rookie of the Year, official Rookie of the Year, and I feel like this is, I like this was the. I know this could sound crazy, but this was the struggle because I wasn't. I'm just. Well, you can make a case for either one of these guys. To Tormund Miller. I feel like Bryce Young, I feel like he's going to have a better season than he did last season. I feel because he actually going to have a wide receiver one he can target and play buddy ball with. So, like, I feel like to Tormund Miller's stats is definitely going to, take a spike. I feel like he could get at least 1,100 yards his first season with, like, 5, 6 touchdowns. I feel like that would be a great elite rookie season, but I don't know. It just depends on health and how Bryce Young is using to Tormund Miller. But if I know Bryce Young, I feel he's gonna play bully ball with him. Now, Travis Hunter case, he's playing both sides of the ball. Now it depends on like how eye dropping his stats are, but it would not surprise me if because this war is not just on wins. Like I feel like if the stats, if he could pull at least 7 to 800 yards receiving, maybe like 12 PBUs. Now probably even more than that. Probably even more. Probably like I want to say like 1 or 2 picks. I feel like Travis Hunter could definitely win the award. Like you could also make the case, let me see, for Cam Ward because Cam Ward. Like he's set up for, I wouldn't say set up for perfect success, but I feel like he's set up for some semblance of success going into next season because he got Calvin Ridley as his weapon, elite for the wide receiver from Stanford. I'm trying to see. He got Chamir Dyke, the receiver from Florida, right? You got Gunnar Hill, we got Chigga Congo, you got Tony Pollard. It's Tyler Spears on IR, so you're not gonna see him for 4 games. But he got the rookie from Michigan, Khalil Mullen, I feel like that's his name, Julius Chestnut. Um, but I feel like the weapons is definitely there. It just depends on like how our offensive line is against the first team. Because if they can hold up, man, I feel we definitely are going to witness a special Cam Ward season. But I'm just not sure. Like this is very hard for me. And to be honest with you, it's either between Travis Hunter or to Torment Miller. And I feel like, man, it's just so hard, bro. Man, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Because this might sound like Titans bias, but I feel like Cam Ward, man. I feel like he could get up to at least 3,500 yards. He could get up to like 22 touchdowns and maybe like I don't know, like 8 to 12 picks. It's just so hard to pass up like the Travis Hunter season because I feel like he can legitimately put like 700 to 800 receiving yards and like 1 or 2 picks with a lot of PBUs, right? Like I don't know. Oh man, that was really the most hardest award I had to freaking choose. Out of the candidates. But yeah, before I move on to the official rookie of the year, I feel like a couple more candidates need to be announced, and that's Ashton Genty and Marion Hampton. Now, a reason why I feel like these two doesn't need to be left out because they play for coaches that's going to run the football. Like John, is it John? No, not John. Jim Harbaugh for the Chargers. I feel like he's definitely gonna run the rock a ton. Like him and Greg Roman, I feel like that pair, and you know match that pair up, you're gonna see definitely a lot more run. That's why I feel like Justin Herbert MVP case is kind of always gonna be lower because he's playing an assistant that is not gonna like gravitate towards his passing ability. So that's that. And the Raiders, like you all know how Pete Carroll feel because I feel like he drafted like 3, 4 running backs his like last few years with the Seahawks, with Zach Cabernet, Kev Walker, and I feel like it was somebody else I'm missing out. I can't think of his name. But yeah, they consistently drop the running backs on the thought to like run the football and like a 3 running back system. I feel like with these 2 running backs, I feel like they're gonna be the bell cow backs for their team, and they can definitely put up great stats. And I would not rule them out to win the award, bro. I would not. And like they kind of have better cases than to Torment Miller, as I'm talking to myself about it. But we will see. So we going to NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, and man, we got some candidates now. Like I said, like besides like Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, and I want to say Michael Williams. I think he came from Georgia. I really wasn't too familiar with these candidates. I'm gonna be honest, but like as I got more familiar with like Mike Green and stuff like that, like he's an edge that played for the Raiders, not the Raiders. No, he played for the Ravens. Man, I feel like Mike Green odds should be higher. If I'm being honest with you, I feel like he has one of the most underrated cases to win this award, and I feel like, in my opinion, he's gonna win this award because I feel like this defense is I feel like one of the best in the league. Even with their key this, I feel like they the best in the league, right? the different stunts that they could apply on teams and stuff. Because that's why Neil BK, that's why he had a freaking breakout season and got paid. And then he continued that success down to the year after he got paid. So, like, I feel like this defensive line is, like, very good. It definitely got very good with Mike Green. So, yeah, I would, like, if I'm being honest, I put like Mike Green, then I put like Abdul Carter, then Travis Hunter. That would be the people I would like, see being the candidates for this award. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about that. Let's go on to NFL Coach of the Year. Now, last year hold on, I'm trying to see who won. Defensive Rookie of the Year was Jared Verse. Offensive Rookie of the Year was Jay Daniels. So I forgot to name those two. I'm trying to see. Did I name the defensive player of the year? Yeah, I did because I did say Patrick 10. So yeah, we jumping on to Coach of the Year, and this award was given to Kevin O'Connell last year. And the reason why I went to Kevin O'Connell because like who saw Sam Darnold having a breakout season like that? Nobody. Like nobody saw Kevin O'Connell. I mean, nobody saw Sam Darnold like after everything he's been through, win that job, right? Because even before Jaden McCarthy got hurt, I don't think I think they're gonna like wait and see approach anyways. I feel like in my opinion, but I could be wrong. I have to look back at the situation last year, but yeah, Sam Darnold able to go crazy that year was special. I think I could be wrong, but he was one of the candidates for comeback player of the year, if I'm correct. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the people who's in the running this year, right? Ben Johnson on the list, right? We could say like Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, I said Ben Johnson. Now, folks putting Liam Cohen, that's the coach for the Jaguars. I don't think the Jaguars is gonna have a good record the first year at least. Dan Campbell always a candidate. Cameron Cohen can win it again. Matt LaFleur can win for the first time. I feel like, but if I have to really think about it, I feel like this is my opinion. I feel like Ben Johnson can actually shoot for this award if they have a 10-win season because just look at the situation. Like the Bears is one of the worst situations in the league. Even last year, like folks had high expectations for Caleb Williams, breaking out with this offensive weapons he had, but they didn't come close to like replicate like any semblance of winning production. But I feel like with Ben Johnson, I feel like he's gonna be able to take this team over the hump. It's definitely gonna be hard with the Packers and Lions in that division. Somebody gonna have to take a step back. I'm not sure who, but if I had to guess, it would probably be the Lions and how they adjust without having Ben Johnson. Because like losing an offensive coordinator, we saw how that went when the Eagles lost their offensive coordinator to the Colts. So with Shane Steichen. So like it was definitely an adjustment because they hired Brian Johnson. He didn't work out. They fired him, and then that's when they got killed more. So we gonna see how that pans out for the Detroit Lions. But yeah, I feel like this is Ben Johnson award to win. Now we're gonna move on to NFL assistant coach of the year. Now, in my opinion, I did not know this was a thing. I did not hear no buzz for this award, nothing. Ben Johnson won this award last year, so like, who could win this year? I feel if the Vikings can replicate some of the production with JJ McCarthy, and to be honest, if I go back and I set the Lions right, I feel like it's gonna be the Vikings because it's definitely gonna be an adjustment period with JJ McCarthy and stuff like that. So we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, but back to my point though, like the kids like Van Joseph, Brian Flores, Zach Robinson. I think that's the assistant coach for the Falcons. I feel like, and then I don't know. I feel like the one person that's getting left off is like Denard Wilson. He's like the defensive coach. Uh, yeah, he's the defensive coach for the Titans. I feel he get left off. But if I had to guess, right, either Cliff Kingsbury, Van Joseph, or Brian Flores could win this award. I feel like Brian Flores gonna win this award because I can't say it confidently because, like I said, all depends on record. And also, don't forget about Robert Saleh. He's back with the 49ers. And we know how special his defenses are. Like I said, this depends on these teams' record. Man, this is hard. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like that would be the easiest. But to be honest with you, Brian Flores' defenses though is just so good though. Like it's just he just cannot just pass up, like just overlook him in this scene. But man, I'm just gonna say Brian Flores, and then we're gonna revisit down the line. But yeah, that's really all I got for today's video. My MVP was Lamar Jackson. My NFL Offensive Player of the Year was Derrick Henry. My NFL Defensive Player of the Year was Jared Verse. My NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year was Cam Ward. My NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year was Mike Green. My NFL Coach of the Year was Ben Johnson. And my NFL Assistant Coach was Brian Flores. So yeah. Oh yeah. Before I go, I just thought about in recording as I'm editing this video. I left out one award, and that was the Comeback Player of the Year award. To be honest with you, like there's three candidates. You can say what CMC, Dak, and Aiden Hutchinson, but I feel like Aiden Hutchinson gonna have a bounce back season, and I feel he gonna win this award, and I feel like that round out everything I've covered so far. So hopefully you guys like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Trail.